It is clear that that's who conservatives want in the White House. Okay, that's who they supported. They didn't give a damn about 34 indictments. They didn't give a damn about 2 impeachments. They didn't give a damn about all the legal issues and the lawfare that the Democrats engaged in. They said, "Joe, that's who we want." This is the difference, and I said this to a lot of people, Bill. The conservatives said, "We want that guy. That's who we want," and the voters decided who the Republican nominee is going to be. When you look at the Democrats, they didn't do it with Obama. That's true. Okay. But
what?
They greased the skids. This is the person we want. It's her turn. It was Hillary's turn in 2016.
The so-called moral leaders of America, half of whom couldn't even locate Kansas on a map without the aid of Siri, are so self-centered that they fear Trump not because he poses a threat to democracy, but rather because he is a perfect mirror of their own narcissism, according to Stephen A. Smith, who is letting it all out in today's video. Sit down with Bill Maher, and believe me when I say that there isn't a single participation reward up for grabs. They need to quit destroying the most enduring myths in Hollywood. In reality, Hollywood's fixation on progressive concepts is nothing more than a haughty cover concealing obvious self-interest. They despise Trump not because he is an outsider, but because he won't kiss the ring they believe they are wearing. Hollywood, let's be honest, made the monster that they are now recoiling from, and Bill Maher isn't holding back either. Prepare yourself for a conversation that will make many people squirm. Press the play button.
And this, I'll never forget this. Bill, I swear to you, I love your show real time. I'm a huge fan. Watch it every chance I get. I have never.
No, real fans watch it every week. You watch it every chance you get. I'm just fucking with it.
Because I got multiple jobs. But here's the deal, Bill. But I TiVo it. The DVR it, rather. That's TiVo, DVR.
I'm going to send you a telegram about that.
It's total myself. Here's the deal, man. I have never wanted to be on your show more than I wanted to be on your show when Biden announced that he was going to run for re-election. Because I'm like this. What y'all going to say now? This is some straight bullshit. You got a situation where you won the midterm. You denied, you halted, you warded off the red wave. And you, knowing you're going to be 81 at election time, knowing you're going to be 82 in office, right? It wasn't a midterm. It was when the State of the Union address took place. And I saw these, remember the liberals, so when you call yourself progressives.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're looking forward with a dude that's going to be 82 and would leave office when he's 86. Really, y'all? I'm sitting there like, you got to shit me. This is what you're talking about? And I'm like, I knew I wasn't voting for Trump. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I was saying to myself, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And then I looked at their bullpen.
The Democratic Party will undoubtedly take issue with the harsh realities that Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith are bringing to light. They are pointing out that the Democrats have gone so far into radical progressive territory that they are immediately losing the moderation and independence they need to survive, while regular Americans are concerned about their basic safety: supermarkets, gas prices, and rent. The party is too preoccupied with border opening, police funding cuts, and pronoun disputes. Maher begins by charging Democrats with prioritizing symbolic woke points above solving actual issues. Voters are indeed keeping an eye on the outcomes. Swing state voters and working-class families, who ultimately make election decisions, are tired of being dismissed for having concerns about jobs and security. If you thought it would be easy, think again. Smith and Maher analyzed 2025 until Democrats realize that America doesn't function on hashtags and identity wars. They will keep losing people, and Republicans will win.
All right, Biden.
That's not Obama.
Obama. No, that's what I said. He earned it. But in 26, and I'm not even trying to imply.
They voted. Hillary ran in the primary.
I'm not even trying to imply that she. But remember, they were complaining that Bernie Sanders had some momentum and was compromised by the Democratic Party because they were saying it was Hillary's turn.
Bernie Sanders, I love him, but he's too far left, and he would have been a bigger disaster than Kamala was.
That's fine. But what I'm saying to you is, still in all, Bill, What I would, shoot, it's rare that I disagree with you. What I'm saying is, only thing I will push back on is, that's fine, but that's for the voter to decide.
Right.
And a lot of times the Democratic Party seems as if they've got their claws in the mix. Take Biden, for example. Okay, so, Clyburn helps him get through South Carolina. He ultimately goes to the Democratic nomination. He's the Democratic nominee for the president. He ultimately wins the election. There was supposed to be a red wave in 2022 in the midterms. The Republicans didn't pull that off. And Biden is feeling himself and saying, I ain't going anyways. I'm not going to. I told y'all I was going to be a transitional president. I told y'all I was going to be a one-term dude. I'm just here as a stopgap to pave the way for the future of the Democratic Party. And then all of a sudden, he in office, that power.
He was a veritable John the Baptist.
That's
the guy who goes before.
Come on.
In fact, Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith are right when they criticize the Democratic Party, pointing out that it has become so entangled in radical ideologies and performative woke culture that it is alienating the very voters it needs to win anything. While some of the progressive content certainly energizes the younger generation's enthusiastic liberal base, let's face it, Democrats are completely out of touch with the average American who is struggling with issues like crime, inflation, and immigration. Even when Democrats believe they are being inclusive, Smith claims, they come out as condescending, and nothing irritates moderates more than being made to feel like the issue. The mayor is being harsh when he says the party isn't self-aware. Since they focus more on the same woke talking points than on the actual issues of the public, they appear to be more of an activist group than a political party prepared to take power. Many swing voters and even some devoted Democrats believe that only Republicans are using common sense at the moment. If they don't close this significant divide as soon as possible, the Democrats will essentially hand the next elections to the Republicans.
No one that could compete with Donald Trump.
Well, not on a charisma level.
Fair. Okay, fair enough.
No,
but charisma is what gets you votes, bro.
Absolutely. And I've said it a million times. Insanity photographs.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. I mean, it's charismatic. But I have so many things that I must contend here with.
Sure.
One, you're an ageist. There are people who are completely crackling right at 82. So
no, I don't
it's always a case. It's always a case-by-case basis.
Right. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi don't have the problems that Biden have. I'm very supportive of in terms of Nancy Pelosi in terms of how sharp she is. I'm not. Well, I don't believe I'm an ageist.
Nancy Pelosi has lost a step in public also, to be perfectly honest. But the job is never what you do in public. The job is done in the Oval Office. Okay. All you have to do is be... I never thought Biden couldn't do the job. The job is actually sitting in the Oval Office, making decisions. He's not crazy. He hasn't lost his mind. He's not senile. He just can't do the public part. He never could do it well. And add the age thing, and you're going to get things like, I killed Medicare, or whatever. The best, by the way, Trump, no one has been harder on Trump or more against Trump, blah, blah, blah. I don't have to establish my credentials. But he does do things once in a while that either make me genuinely laugh or make me genuinely go, oh, that's good. Well, like when he said in that debate, he had a moment where he went, I don't know what he said.
Exactly.
And I don't think
right there.
And I don't think
you know what he said. How did we crack it up?
That's what people love about him.
Yeah.
It's like he's crazy, but crazy people don't have the time to pretend about shit.
Bill May is outright accusing conservatives of supporting unruly behavior that is attracting moderates, and even some seasoned liberals due to woke societies. You did really hear correctly. As Trump's popularity grows, the left is pushing for greater extreme leftist overreach. You couldn't have made a better huge recruiting poster, no matter how hard you tried. Cancel culture was also strongly denounced by Maher and Stephen A. Smith, who called it a violation of free expression. They discuss how a single offensive tweet or erroneous viewpoint may ruin a person, and how social blacklisting of that nature not only harms the targeted individual, but also discourages ordinary people from interacting with progressive ideas altogether. Even worse, this isn't just a pointless outburst. They go into great detail about how politics, society, and personal goals are all collapsing. So I promise you won't want to miss this one. Once you click the like and subscribe buttons, let's continue these discussions. Trump, whether you like him or not, is the result of the left's refusal to face reality.